Hey sexy, welcome back to the channel and happy new year. I'm really excited. New year, new look. Here we go. In this video, we are traveling to Medellin, Colombia to visit a local bathhouse called Sauna Cruising. This is a new segment that I'm hoping to get off the ground where I travel to different bathhouses and give you my review, because I've been around. We're gonna be talking about what they got right, what needs improving, how are the men, and like how did the place score overall. All that plus some hot tips coming up. And let me know down in the comments, what has been your favorite sauna and why? Oh, right. And if you want to hear my sordid tales from the night at Sauna Cruising, you can find that on my OnlyFans link in the description below. So let's start with the location. Sauna Cruising is downtown. Instead of taking transit to this location, I would take an Uber. Hot tip, when you take an Uber in Colombia, sit in the front seat, because there have been incidences where taxi drivers get really upset at Uber drivers for taking their fares. Sit in the front seat so it looks like you guys are friends and he's just driving you somewhere. They'll drop you off to the front door, which is great, and then there's a security guy downstairs. Very nondescript building. You will not see like Steamworks or something splashed on the front. Then you buzz up and then you go up the stairs. Hey, what I really like about Sauna Cruising was when you check in, there's two tiers of payment. 10,000 Colombian pesos gets you entry until the top level, where basically you just keep your clothes on and you cruise around, and then you can obviously mess around in the rooms, and there's a sling up there. We're gonna get into that. Or you can pay 20,000 Colombian pesos and have access to the full experience with the steam rooms and the jacuzzis and everything. I went for the full experience because honestly, 20,000 Colombian pesos equals less than $5 US. They only have lockers for rent, so there's no rooms for rent. And if you've been watching my Bathhouse Betty playlist, you know that I always suggest to get a room, because then you have, you know, your secret hideaway and a place to escape from the crazy that can sometimes happen at these places. Also, when you check in, the staff, super hot, super shirtless, and super friendly. Sauna Cruising has 3 floors. Let's start at the bottom and we're gonna work our way up. So the basement, we'll call it the basement, you go downstairs, there's a large pool and a large jacuzzi down there. And then what I found was that the jacuzzi really attracted the party people. So when I went down there, in my little, oh, I forgot to tell you, that's right, they don't give you a towel. They give you like this weird piece of fabric. So it was weird, like when you take a shower, you come out from the wet areas, if you're sopping wet and you need to get dry, you actually have to go to the front and then ask them for a towel. I'm coming down in my little loincloth thing, and I hear ha 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 laughing, and really it was like a party environment. There must have been like 20 people in that jacuzzi. Also downstairs, get this, bonus points, they have a bar with booze. They don't have rooms for rent, but they do have private rooms. So if you find somebody, which maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but you have to go to my OnlyFans to find out the real story. You can go to these private rooms and you can shut the door and it's private. And they lock too, so it's like, there's of course a bathroom down there as well, which is super handy. And you're gonna find that on every floor. So in terms of bathrooms, the number of bathrooms and the locations of the bathrooms, also well done. However, the toilets don't have toilet seats. So there's urinals, there's private showers even. There's rooms with private showers, which is amazing if you need that privacy. But then you have a toilet with no seat. So if you're doing a number 2, or if you know my tips, you come prepared. So you've douched at home, right? But sometimes you gotta top it up. Not fun when there's not a toilet seat. Like, what am I doing? Hovering? Are you hovering over the toilet, just kind of like, you know, or are you actually just sitting straight down on the porcelain? Like, I don't, what are my options here? Okay, before I go on, I need to say a huge shout out to my newest patron, Francisco. Welcome, baby. You know, patrons of my channel get lots of perks. You can find everything at patrickmarano.com. Okay, the main floor has the locker rooms, which is great, handy. They give you a key on a thing with a padlock with a key. Okay, great. So you're using a little padlock thing. Remember my super hot bathhouse tip? What is it? That you're supposed to remove the number tag on the thing and put it in your locker. Because you can remember that your locker is locker 22, right? I mean, I hope so. However, if you lose your keychain and it has your locker number on there, 22, and it drops in the steam room and somebody picks up your key and now they have your locker number and now your locker is empty, not fun. Okay, you're not gonna believe this. There's a second bar on the main floor and it gets better. The bartender, like just like this chest, hair, like nice hair, beautiful lips, like just square jaw, friendly eyes, and like chatty. Well done to Sauna Cruising for having that bartender. Also on the main area, you're gonna find the wet areas. Now the wet areas at Sauna Cruising are really the main attraction, if you will. You've got the showers that are attached. You never even have to leave this area. It's so big and maze-like. Like you have the showers and then you walk through those like those plastic strips like a meat locker and you walk through. You're in this big wet area. And the nice thing about the wet areas at Sauna Cruising are they're not so wet that you're sopping wet and they're not so hot that you're sweating and you can't stay in there for more than 2 minutes. There's kind of a partition, so it forces you to sort of walk around and explore. There's like a little bench. And this is all connected to also another wet area that has benches where you can just sit, and it's in front of like a glass thing so you can watch people coming and going, because the gym is not far and you can see into the gym, so you can actually be in the wet sauna and be watching people in the gym. Okay, there wasn't a lot of equipment and it didn't look new, but if you're bored and you want to work out a little bit, there's a few machines and stuff for you to do there. What was really cute, and this is kind of a side note, on the main floor there's TVs. I don't know what they're usually playing on these TVs. I don't know if usually it's porn, but I will say, and I don't know if you know this about Colombia, but when Miss Universe is on TV, nobody is watching anything but Miss Universe because it is an institution there. The night I was there was actually Miss Universe. So on every TV was just, what's that guy's name? Steve Harvey? I just saw Steve Harvey and then these like gorgeous Barbie doll women parading around. Let's go upstairs. So on the top floor, you have the people walking around basically fully clothed because they only paid the 10,000 Colombian pesos and they only have access to the top floor. Having said that, there's a lot happening on the top floor. Like there's a maze, however, it's pitch black. Like you cannot see anything. You literally have to feel with your hands. You have to follow the wall with your hand. And then obviously sometimes you bump into somebody and you don't know who, you have zero clue who's there. It's pitch black. So unless you follow somebody in and you know who this person is and you guys are like holding hands through the maze, you don't know who's there. Which for some people that is what they're looking for. When you come out on the other side of this pitch black maze, you're in basically a pitch black room and it's the sling room, which when you walk in, you don't even know it is the sling room and you're not sure where you are until you sort of feel around a little bit, and then there's like chains hanging from the ceiling and there's a sling. I guess I'll get in. I'm kidding. Or am I? So a lot of people in this area, because if you pay the full price, obviously you can go on any floor. The people that paid the half price, they're stuck up there, but they a lot of times have their phones on them because they have their clothes on them too. So there was a lot of flashlights happening, which was actually super useful because then you could catch glimpses of whoever was there. And then if you keep walking around, again, there's bathrooms up there. There's like private and semi-private rooms, and there's a pool table. So that's basically it for Sauna Cruising. 3 floors of fun. I'm going to run through quickly some pros and cons of the place and then give you my final rating. So, pros was the hot, friendly staff. If the staff are not friendly, it could ruin your whole experience. So big thumbs up for the staff. In terms of the clientele, I'm gonna give thumbs up as well, because the clientele they skewed young, which might not be for everybody, I understand. But who doesn't like a hot 25-year-old guy? Did I hook up with a hot 25-year-old? Guess you'll have to go to my OnlyFans to find out. Another big plus there was the bars that serve alcohol. Hello. 3 floors to choose from, so really gives you a lot of room to explore and look around. I like that there are 2 entry points. I mean, if you just feel like, you know, running in and getting a blowjob or something, you can do that. You don't have to have the full-on experience and prance around in that little weird cloth. If you're coming from the EU, the US, Canada, Australia, wherever you're coming from, the bang for your buck is gonna be super great. Okay. Some of the cons or things that they could work on, they open from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So for me, you know, having come from places that are 24 hours a day, I found that limiting. I mean, I've been in a place where the lights come on and they start vacuuming. Total buzzkill. They have to do it because, like, when are you going to clean and anyways, what am I still doing there at 4 in the morning? Like, Patrick, go home, you know. I would like it to be open a few more hours, like after 10, maybe until 1 or 2 in the morning. So I'm gonna give a half deduction for that. Okay, this was a huge one though. It was hard to find information on the sauna online. Like, there's no website. If you Google it, it's very hard to find hours of operation, pictures, reviews, anything like that. So something they should work on is maybe creating a website so they could have a web presence, which would make it easier for tourists. Okay, they did not have rooms for rent. It didn't really change my experience, to be honest. I just got a locker, everybody just has lockers. So I'm just gonna give like a half point for that because, I mean, some people do want a room and that's just not available at this location. I'm going to deduct a point for the toilets because, like I said, there's no toilet seat. What am I doing? I'm just hovering over and trying to keep myself. Like, I don't. So, points off for the toilets. So, in conclusion, the points that I took off are for things that can easily be fixed, and all of the really important things were all there. So, I'm gonna give a nice 4 eggplants out of 5 for Sauna Cruising because despite any little cons, I had an amazing time. Yes, I did. Listen, if you liked this video, you are gonna love this playlist, Bathhouse Betty. Enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah!